Bhairaja Pandey sir, welcome to the Gorkha Spirit.
Thank you very much.
What is your take on the level of corruption in Nepali politics and how can it be effectively addressed?
The corruption in Nepalese politics is a cultural thing. I think the way we have inherited the practices from our past is that we have learned to accept corruption and we have learned to expect corruption. If a politician or a bureaucrat is poor, Nepalese get surprised. So why are you poor? Because they know that your salary, monthly salary is not going to make you rich. So if you are a poor Sachiv, secretary, people will think you are stupid. They say that Sachiv has built 4 houses, bought 4 cars and all of this, and you are a Sachiv, you are a secretary of a ministry and you have nothing. We culturally respect corruption. Not only accept it, but we respect it as well. This is one of our biggest problems in our country. It has been inherited. We have passed from the days of the kings and the ranas and all of this. Corruption, we have never convinced our children that corruption is a bad thing and that you cannot do it. So, our biggest challenge is to convince our new generation that corruption is unacceptable and is punishable, and systematically so. That's what we will have to do. Otherwise, corruption has become a way of life in Nepal.
We heard lots of corruption cases nowadays. Our CIAA take action against the corrupted leaders as well, not only the opposition party, but also the government, from the government top level officers, ministers. So, what's the reason CIAA become powerful?
I think at the moment there is no government institution that is respected by people, and it includes that anti-corruption organization. They all think that there are political appointments there. People that are picked are selected on political expediency basis by parties that want to punish them. Those that are favorites of the party get away with murder. So, in general, I think all our institutions are dysfunctional. There is some activity going on here and there in respect of some people that get picked up, but it is wholly insufficient, and it will not change the situation.
Recently, Mohan Bahadur Basnet, former information minister, health minister, he has case nowadays. And just like a Pokhara International Airport, that's a corruption case is there. Gautam Buddha International, there is also the corruption case. That's National Electricity Board. There is also we heard the case. Every sector, there are cases of corruption. So why the leaders are so carefree?
It's because everybody, as I said, has learned to accept corruption as a way of life. And we have it sanskar, we call it our culture now, it has become our culture. And we are not surprised by corruption. In fact, if someone is not corrupt, we are very surprised. We all get surprised. So, this attitude needs to change. And that is the biggest challenge in front of us now. As we bring up our new generation, we need to set a set of values, and corruption needs to be severely punished. as an example for others, not to repeat it. On that score, this is the biggest challenge in front of the country now, and hopefully that one day we will embark on that process. Otherwise, we are destined to be stuck in this rut forever.
So mostly all the political parties, civil, then the police, army, every sector is just like it's a home. It's a home for the corruption.
Yes.
So what actually it's just like spreading so much?
No, it's inbuilt in the system. The system has inbuilt it, and it is accepted. 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, sometimes 60%, I understand. Everybody expects it to happen, and everybody has learned to live with it. We Nepalese, we have learned to live with it. Now, as long as we learn to live with it, then we are part of the system. We are contributing to the corruption system. But one day it will reach a limit, and I think we are getting there now. One day people are going to say this is enough. Enough is enough. And then the things will change. Otherwise, it's a part of the culture. Our culture is like that.
So, do you heard our Prime Minister is a corrupted leader?
Who is not? I want to know who is not. I mean, it's not. It's very easy to say the Prime Minister, but I want to know who in the government or in the ministry is not corrupt, because the system we have built is such that unless you are corrupt, you probably can't get up to the system, because it costs so much money to get to any position here. I hear that it costs money to become an ambassador. It costs money to become a minister. All kinds of payments have to be made. It costs money to get elected. So if everyone is paying, then they need the money back. So the system is that unless you make money, you don't become anything here. And once you become something, you have to get the money back. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle of spending money and getting your money back through corruption. The cycle seems to have institutionalized. So the corruption has become institutionalized in our country.
If I ask you to tell our viewers to tell the cases of these top leaders in our country, do you remember any cases of the top leaders?
Of being corrupt or not being corrupt?
Corruption cases of the top leaders?
I think there are lots of accusations among many leaders. I don't want to name them. But there are people that I have worked with. Like I was, as a student, I was working very closely with B.P. Koirala. And at that time, there were leaders that were not corrupt. They wanted power, they enjoyed power, but they were not financially corrupt. So in our history, I have dealt with people who are not corrupt. Of late, I don't know anyone who is clean or not. It's too difficult to identify who is honest and who is dishonest in this collection of people.
Okay, the top leaders are corrupted and they are carefree. So without the presence of the king, it is happening.
There was corruption during the time of the king too, but it was less, because there was someone watching over. The king was watching, and because king has responsibility towards the country, because he is for life, king is for life, so he does not have to get elected. He doesn't need money to fight elections. So therefore he could monitor and he could watch, and if he found anyone corrupt, he could punish them. Under the king it was a little bit easier, but now it's a little bit more difficult, because all the people in politics, they need money to fight the next election. They need to pay their constituency. they need to pay their jholes, the supporters. So for that they need money. So without money they cannot remain leaders. So corruption is inbuilt into the system.
So how could it be checked?
The way to change it or to check it is to change the system. It's a wrong system. Election in the present way, the random election that is happening with hundreds of decision makers, hundreds of institutions is wrong. We need few people that are pragmatic, competent and honest. Few people, 20, 25 people. These people can be selected by one person and run the country. All we need is 20, 25 people competent to run this country. We don't need this whole lot of bureau, these hundreds of institutions. We don't need that. The country cannot afford it. Country needs 25 to 30 people who are experts in their field to run this country. Election is an option. We can have them select and let them run the country maybe under one elected, maybe one person could be elected, maybe the president or the king maybe, and he can appoint 25, 30 experts in the field to run the country. That's all we need. We don't need all this elaborate structures that they have put in place. This has become a hotbed for corruption, and this is what is making matters very bad for us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for joining with us.
Thank you very much.